What's up, everybody? Coming to you to talk a little bit about college football this upcoming weekend. Got a lot of key matchups coming out. We got Bama versus Texas. We got USC versus Stanford. We got all kind of good matchups this weekend. And you know, when I come to talk to you, I want to talk about things that's going to have draft implications, especially on people's draft stock, where it could be some rising or it could be some falling, just depending on what happens. The first game I want to talk to you a little bit about is probably going to be the marquee matchup of the weekend, and that's going to be the Florida Gators versus the Kentucky Wildcats. You've got my number 4 quarterback prospect, and that's me predicting who will be the number 4 QB when the draft rolls around, and that's Will Levis for Kentucky, going head-to-head with my number 1 quarterback prospect, Anthony Richardson. Now, this is going to be huge for both parties. Obviously, if Anthony goes out and has just as good of a game, just as strong of an outing as he had against the Utah Utes, then you're going to see an opportunity for that man to start solidifying that QB1 spot that I have him projected to get. On the other side, though, if Will Levis can come out and outduel Anthony Richardson, then there's a good chance he could solidify himself into that top 10 of the draft. Right now, I see him as a day 2 prospect, early second round, late first at best, but there's a possibility that he could really move that stock up with a great outing. Doesn't even necessarily have to win the game, just a really strong outing. That could really boost his stock a whole lot going into the rest of the college football season. However, despite that being such a key matchup, that is not the game I want to talk to you about. No, I am an old lineman to the core. I stay true to my roots. I dig it with the trenches. So we're going to be talking about the Tennessee Volunteers versus the Pitt Panthers. This is going to be a brawl. Let me tell you, folks, if you're not familiar, the Pitt Panthers defensive line has at least 3 NFL prospects on that defensive front. 2 on the edges. We're talking Habak Balanado. I believe I got it right. Don't hold it against me. And we're talking about my man Selvin on the other side. These are 2 great defensive ends, good size. Both of them running about 6'4", 6'5", somewhere in the 250 or better range. And then on the side for Tennessee, we're looking at that offensive tackle, and we're looking at Darnell Wright. That's who we're going to have our focus on this weekend. Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright has an opportunity this weekend to go out against 2 quality defensive ends. Also, just a solid defense in general when you take in consideration who they have at defensive tackle with Kalijah Kancey, and then they also have Savassier Dennis at linebacker. If he can go out, have a solid game in the run game, getting from the first level up to the second level, getting on those linebackers like Savassier, or even also just in the pass game, not just with his pass sets, but maintaining and holding those blocks, running that edge. Also picking up the games with the twist and between the tackles and the D-ends, then he could really booster himself in what is considered, a pretty light offensive tackle class. He may be able to take and put himself into a solid spot where he could be a late day 1 prospect. It is not out of the reach. He's played left tackle at UT. He's played right tackle last week versus Ball State. Expecting to see him still at the right tackle this weekend. Really interested to get a good look at what he does in this game. You keep an eye on him. They're at 2:30 Central Time on ABC. You're getting primetime spotlight right there. Not in the prime time, so excuse me for that. But you're getting spotlighted games right there on ABC. Take advantage of that opportunity, Mr. Wright. And if you do right, you'll get right. And that's where your money will be right. All right, so that's all I got for you today. Again, we want to thank you